All right, a horrible moment in my life, working in the evening against my principles. We've got a very important cast here for a movie whose name I can't pronounce, but in 5 or 10 minutes they'll teach me, so that'll be fine. In the meantime, I just want to tell the world and the 36 people who listen to this podcast, the good news is that the lockdown has more or less come to an end as far as I can see, because today I got news that clarifies that position completely. Bombay Gymkhana, the club in South Bombay, sent me a notice saying pedicure and manicure facilities are on. They've restarted. That's a sign that we're good, everything's happy, everything's normal. So go back and play the sport of choice, which for me is manicure pedicure. In the meantime, let's welcome the cast. We're very excited. Okay, this is my very excited face. Gehraiyaan. I think that's how you pronounce it, and I'm going to get fired soon because this is not a promotion. This is our show, by the way. It is a promotion, but we're not supposed to say it's a promotion because our show is not a promotion. So that's how it is. A little confusing. But here they are. There are five of them. They're really distant. I'm old. I can't see them properly, but I can read. Deepika, can you just put your hand up for Uncle Cyrus so I can see you? We've got Deepika. We've got Siddhant Chaturvedi. I think there he is. Okay, great. Then we've got Ananya. Ananya is somewhere there. There she is. My God, they're really distant. This is really lack of respect for an old person. Can't see anybody. And then we've got, I think, Dhairya. Hi. Can you say hi? And of course, above all, if you don't mind, because
Definitely below
above all,
all if you saw us
At
that
least say
day.
captain of the ship.
Yeah, I love
captain
that.
of the ship, captain of the ship, in a deadly white trousers, I can see. So please don't spill anything. At my age, never wear white, ladies and gentlemen, because what happens is you leave residue behind and people know. So be very careful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Take away from the show. But let's Shakun, welcome. And you were discussing triceps just before we started.
Oh God, you heard us.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
working out off late, as you can see. Just like,
Shakun's
It's under the
tricep is
sweater.
here.
It's under the sweater. When he takes it off, it's all like,
Shakun's tricep is here.
on his
Usually
shoulder.
people
Okay.
call it shoulders, but for
This
Shakun,
is
that's
this.
that's
I'm
tricep.
Deepika, it's the vaccine thing, yeah. Nobody knows the after effects, right? So
Correct.
one of the things is, yeah, suddenly you transfer a muscle like that. I guess that can happen. It's not a biggie. It's not a biggie. Okay, listen, guys, this is my show. Not my show. The show that we are forced to do is a rubbish show, as you figured out by now. So you can say anything you want. You can walk out in the middle. In fact, I encourage you
I
to do
needed
that.
to
Oh,
pee.
We never
lovely,
take
because we
offense.
might need to pee at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Oh yes, and except for the my man in white, I would just say to avoid that for now. All right, so now we've got to ask the deep questions, the important questions. Like we'll start with this one. How many of you invested in crypto? Oh no,
I
sorry,
was
that's
just
for the
starting my
other. Sorry,
portfolio
that's for the other
today.
guest. Yeah, sorry, Shakun, you want to answer that?
I was just starting my portfolio today. And I have a friend
What are you saying?
right off screen who's going to help me invest.
I say swear.
I
Say
swear.
swear you're starting today.
I swear.
What do you say? That's fabulous. Look at that. That's
Are you
karma, bro.
endorsing
That's
some kind of
fantastic.
currency?
I work at a very low premium for everything, so I don't want to use the word endorsing. Deepika endorses. You guys endorse. We don't endorse. We just do work when they find someone standing on the street and they put you in front of the camera. It's like that. It's very embarrassing. The complexes run deep. Okay, so we have to talk about first. I did some research, and by research I mean I read the first line in the stuff you sent us, and it says Gehraiyaan means depths. So let's talk a little bit about the film, and then in between, if you want to talk about something else, that'll be fun too. So, what is the basic?
So
Are you
it's-
bored of that question, or we can skip
It's
it?
a sci-fi comedy
Ah.
that takes place between Mars and Venus. And
Okay.
yeah. So it's that.
Then let's play this game. What
And
rhymes
there's
with
this
Venus?
spaceship on which the affair happens. So it's like the
Huh.
affair that takes place between
Different light years
yeah,
also.
exactly. And it's about the
Wow, that's
aliens that
amazing.
eventually come and invade, and they have to fight all of this to kind of hold on to their
So now
lives.
you're in trouble because we have to take this metaphor further. Okay, so you have to explain everything through your own thinking now, because the dynamics still stay. All the characters are still there, etc., etc.
But
So you
is
can
it
please go ahead and tell us.
The
Let's
reason
start-
it's called Gehraiyaan is they find a puddle on Mars which is half an inch deep. So it just talks about
How
those-
much the pardon?
Shakun, I'm a little worried. I think we'll come back to that in a second. I just wanted to talk to Ananya for a second. I just remembered. Hey, by the way, we had a great podcast with your dad.
I
It's
heard.
great fun.
He was
Yeah.
laughing away in the hall, and I was like, "What you doing?" And he said this.
Yeah. God, I have to tell you, I've even drunk with your dad.
Many
Back in the
people
day.
have, honestly. Everyone
Yeah,
tells me
that's
that.
true. That's true. That's not a big one. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
He's a
Yeah,
cool guy.
big fan, but I love him.
Same.
He's fantastic, and I loved him in the '90s, and then this new avatar where he's like all over the OTTs and all that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really love the guy. I love him more than you love him. I honestly, I'm gonna call him dad from now on.
Okay, let's all call him dad.
That makes you all brother and sister. Just say.
I'm okay with
Okay, listen, everybody needs to talk. Ananya, stop eating all the footage here. Yeah, you
You
and
wanted to ask me a
Shakun are doing all the
question at
talking.
all.
She's just in character, Cyrus.
See, you guys started it now. We have to carry on like that. In the meantime, Amazon Prime is counting from behind, thinking, when do we stop this?
How many times did
Um,
we say Gehraiyaan in 3.5 minutes?
Yeah. Hey, but can you explain something to me, Shakun? Why do you make people do these interviews one after another? Isn't it like really boring?
Yeah, Shakun.
This
Talk
one
about
is
same
especially.
film.
Yeah,
Why?
this one is. I agree.
Patak. No, I was just thinking, even to talk about your own kids. If somebody asks you 3 times what's their name, you're bored by the third or fourth time. So it must be very difficult. So let's not get there. People can Google and figure out what the story is, plot is, and go and see the movie. Obviously,
Yes.
it's obviously going to be fun. But in the meantime, let's talk about each other. So instead of talking about yourselves, it's more fun. I think if you talk about each other, you'll enjoy that more.
Always.
So let's start with you. Choose whoever you want to talk about. Okay, Deepika, tell us about one of your co-actors. Anybody, the experience, his good points, bad points.
Anyone.
From us.
You choose. Yeah.
Okay, I'll choose
You,
Dhairya.
you
Uh,
who?
Dhairya.
Put your hand up.
There is
Dhairya,
a person
okay.
called Dhairya in this room.
Cyrus.
Who?
I can't hear. I can't see. It's very difficult for me. Please be patient. You're talking to your grandfather. He's got 3 days to live, and it's not easy for him. So okay, go ahead. Tell us about Dhairya.
So Dhairya is from
The plus
Rajasthan.
points.
He's 6 feet 4 inches tall.
One sec. This is like a description of an animal species. I thought you
He
talked
is a
about his
species.
performance.
He is a species.
Okay.
like a
6 foot
and a
lamba,
rare
150 pound. Okay, go on. Yeah.
And he's a cuddly teddy bear.
Wow, that's a.
Sweet.
So what did you enjoy? Anything you really liked about him on the set while shooting this film? Other than the fact that he's a cuddly teddy bear, which he clearly is.
That
And if
he's a trooper.
If you think so hard, obviously it's not a good question to ask.
I said he's a
Leave it.
trooper.
He's a trooper. All right. Anything that you didn't like? Let's be candid also, because it's like therapy here. Let's just be
Nobody has
open
to
and
tell
honest.
us to be candid. You won't find a more candid bunch than us.
Oh Christ, I hate that people are over frank. It's so
And
embarrassing.
you,
Guy comes up to you and
Cyrus, you think you're the only one who can be frank and funny?
I can't be frank or funny, but I had this friend who one day came up to me and said, "Look, I've got a third nipple," and I was like, "What kind of conversation is that?" I mean, it's just too much.
We've
Many
all
people
had that
have.
conversation.
There's got to be a
Cyrus.
line.
But we've all had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have the same friend.
Yeah.
Is he the crypto guy waiting in the wings? Be very careful, Shakun.
The
All
crypto
right.
person can be a girl also,
So nothing negative. Fair enough. Okay, fine. Let's go to somebody else. Shakun, what about you?
I said such lovely things about Dhairya. I said that he's a cuddly bear. Anything that I don't like about him, I think the fact that
He doesn't cuddle back.
Of course, he totally cuddles back. What are you saying?
He's a touchy-feely guy.
No, he's not a touchy-feely guy. He's a normal guy.
What are we making him like, guys?
He's
Achhi
a
But in
quality
college, we
batao
always
na.
had those guys who would always hug the girls for no
Jisko
reason,
samajh
like
na
Happy
ho,
Chocolate
hum
Day,
samajh
and
jayenge.
He's not one.
slightly minor.
No, he's not one.
Dhairya, it's okay, yaar. Karta hai to
No,
karta hai. Why
say
should you
what-
deny
what-
it?
What do we not like?
Huh.
Ah.
Dhairya.
No, you don't
What-
all have to talk about Dhairya.
You
We
all
don't
have to talk about
I'm
it.
just asking for him.
No, we all can.
He said
Oh.
he can
Yeah,
say
great.
something we don't
You
like
should
about
switch.
him.
I call Sid the sad idli Siddi.
Why?
But do you know why you call him that?
No, because you said it, so I started saying it.
Sad idli. Okay.
No, I used to say Siddi the idli and I added sad in it.
You added the
Yeah.
sad in it. But Sidney the Idli is. But Sidney also came from.
But why idli in the first place?
Yeah,
No,
why?
Deepika said and I found it suited him.
My idli. Look, I mean, what?
Yeah, you're like very.
I'm more like.
But what's the
Rasam.
connection, the correlation, the inner thought?
I think-
Analyze
I
and
think
take
it's
us through the
just
layers
like-
of your thinking.
That comfort food. He's
Yeah,
chill.
he's idli. Like it
I'm
goes with,
idli.
you can have like it's idli.
And basic.
Basically, yeah, I'm steaming.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, nice. So Siddhant, you're the sex symbol of the show.
You
Fair
can-
enough.
Yeah.
Sex symbol.
Shakun's a sex symbol.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
dip me
I mean, as you know, my triceps are doing the job right now.
or slurp me. Yeah,
What? Shakun, did you say you can dip me?
and I'm soft.
Okay, boss, now you
Boss,
don't know
cushioning.
yourself.
Those are my
supposed to talk
lines.
about other
Those are my
people.
lines. You're younger. All right. So that was. I don't think we've done justice to Sidley. You just said he's like an idli and he says
Sidley
he's
is
steaming, but
very
nothing.
talented and he plays the guitar, he sings, he
Raps.
raps.
He's a great
Ah,
bartender.
He's a great.
Can he rap? Can he rap right now to prove that you're telling the truth?
Sid, come on.
Can he rap a little bit for us?
I mean, as in like rap, like proper.
No, what other
No,
rap?
no. It's
No,
like
just
ghazal rap, right?
rap. Just rap.
It's
Like
Like
ghazal
It's
rap.
not Indian Idol. You won't get chosen or anything, but we would love to hear it.
दिल अगर लगे नहीं तो क्या करूं बता दिल का क्या कसूर है मेरी क्या खता दे पता उन गलियों का जहां जहां है भूल यादों का समा है सीने में दबा है दर्द ही नशा है तेरा.
Oh God, it's like that child when
Wow.
guests come home
Beta.
and they say, "Chalo beta, gaake sunao," and
But he was a happy man.
Yeah. That irritating child, you're right, who has to perform for all the family members
But
and all.
that
Yeah.
pairing
No,
is more
not,
irritating. Who says,
Which is
"Beta,
you
ye
right
kar."
now.
Yeah, you was
yeah,
that.
which is.
कुछ करके दिखाओ.
Thanks for calling me child. I'll take irritating. That's good.
Eh.
But coming back to Sidley, that was phenomenal.
No, it
Bro,
was not.
no.
It was
Why
bad.
don't we just do this for the rest of the program?
Cyrus, why don't you do something
Yeah, why
that
don't
we
you do
haven't
something?
seen?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen you try be funny, which now is
Go ahead.
no,
Go
listen,
ahead. Technical
I'm very
knockout, fair
worried
enough.
because there's still 30 minutes for you to come back, so I have to go easy.
No. The only thing I can do is scratch. I do that really well. But for some
Scratch?
reason, people don't
What?
appreciate that as an art form.
But what
Like
part of
scratching.
your body can you scratch which others can't? The third nipple.
I can scratch. Yes, I can scratch any part of the body with either hand because I've had so much time to myself, not just kind of pandemic, before that as well. By the way, I'm
Why do you
surrounded by
keep
people on the floor
looking over your shoulder?
because they brought 3 people to shoot because you all are very important people apparently. All my other guests suck apparently.
And
I'm
these-
feeling really
and
bad
these-
Did
about
you
it.
just say my dad sucks?
You're right. That's 2-0 in favor of you guys. No, I would never say that. You know I love him.
He
Okay,
never
so what
say
we
it,
done?
but
We
he
only
means it.
sorry.
You never say it,
Go ahead.
but that's what you mean.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Somewhere the truth is somewhere in between. But let's go to the next. We've got 3 people left. Dhairya, I think you should take a swing at something now.
I'll talk to the captain of the ship, which is
The captain of the
we've
ship-
heard that
ship.
Term for the 1,000th time.
Yeah.
Why do they call him captain? Why do you call him captain?
I actually want to
What's
be
your
called,
inner joke?
Exactly.
called
No.
the rickshaw driver. I think that's just like more appropriate with how I feel.
How do you feel?
Lack of
This
originality.
rickshaw driver,
Everyone just says
cooler.
captain of the ship.
More bandra.
No banter.
Captain of the
Director.
ship.
So, I mean, since you know we both are at the same wavelength, we have
And
not
height.
gone-
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm inferring to. Sweetest guy. And what I
But description to de do na, like you're from Rajasthan, 6 foot 3 inch, all that. Give some description.
description straight from Delhi.
Delhi.
3 foot 4 inch.
3 foot 4 inch.
We carry him in our pocket generally.
But
and
hard,
sometimes he comes out.
hard,
direction.
hard 4 feet. I don't know how does he fit in that body. But I think what I admire
Wow,
about-
kya compliment.
Wow,
It's almost
wow.
romantic.
Where did you
Yeah.
go on your tricep?
I'm feeling turned on. I can imagine what's happening to Shakun. So it's amazing.
No, he's very bad at taking compliments. That's
Yeah.
I think not most of us, but I'd include myself with him. That we're quite bad at taking compliments. But
Well, you've come to the right show. There's nothing complimentary about this one. I got to tell you immediately. Okay, so that's Dhairya on Shakun. Then we've got who's left? Nobody's talking about Ananya.
Someone talk about me.
Deepika?
Somebody talk
But
about
But we've
her.
not even spoken about Deepika.
I actually have a question for Ananya. Ananya, have you seen Cyrus's show MTV Batra?
Yeah, obviously.
How
Batra,
I
yeah.
was just born.
So you were watching when you were born. You
Oh,
were
that's-
watching MTV Batra.
I mean, I shouldn't have been, but I did.
Do you
Because
remember
I was
any
drinking with her
episode?
dad, bro.
Let's
I was
flip
I don't
drinking with her
remember the
dad.
episode.
Let's
Probably-
flip the thing.
Wait,
a
wasn't
little
it really long back?
Remember
But I
one
feel like
any one
MTV
episode.
Batra wasn't around when Ananya was born.
That's
So
what I'm
it's
saying.
Yeah, it
not
wasn't
so
that.
relevant. So how
What
did it-
When
episode?
I'm 23 now, so when did it come?
It
when
came
did
at
it
least
ask
16 years
when it
ago.
finished?
At least.
So our last
at least
season
20
was
years ago.
2010.
That 20 years ago.
So I was 12.
No, not 20.
12
10,
years ago.
sorry, that's
12
10 years ago.
12 years
10,
ago.
12 years ago.
I was 12.
But by then it was dragging Cyrus. The good
It was
episodes were
dragging
all
after
in
the
2005.
first year, Shakun. Yeah, I would say it was almost like the second half of Kapoor and Sons. The first half.
Great.
Burn.
Well,
Sorry, I'm kidding. Actually, we both love the film. My wife just walked in and walked out. She's angry because our house has been hijacked by 10 people.
Yeah.
But yeah. But let's get back to Ananya ka description. Who's giving us that?
Me?
and
Someone I.
Ananya ka description. She doesn't
While I
need.
take the sweat off my forehead. Thank you.
Smart and witty.
बहुत ही प्यारी
Witty.
लड़की है. No, oh no, oh no! Thank God, you know me so well. Just save me.
Ananya is she's intelligent.
Extremely
Okay,
witty.
let's just talk about what we don't like. Na?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have a list.
That's a very
Sorry,
long
I'll just
list.
take out my phone. We keep writing this
Yeah,
down
there's
about
too
her.
many things that we
Take
don't
your
like.
time.
Why?
About Ananya.
Say one thing you don't like about me.
Starting with
Where do we start?
Is she on time?
I'm always on time.
never.
Excuse me, don't lie.
She's not the most.
She
punctual
didn't
person,
share
let's put it that way.
her keema pav with me the other day.
She
I
doesn't
was
share.
really
Her
hungry.
She doesn't share her food.
Should I give you the
offer.
mutton?
That's horrible.
She doesn't
That's a
share
very
her
bad
food.
sign.
The only part from her, the only thing that she shared from that keema pav was the mutter with me. And like, I'm not
That
joking.
too.
We were
At
hungry,
least you got that.
and we were
We didn't
really
even
hungry.
get that.
I asked Deepika if she
No.
wanted. I would order
No.
more.
And
No.
Ananya said
First
that
we
don't
said
worry,
we want.
guys.
First we said we
Don't
want to
worry.
come to your house.
Ananya said, "Don't worry, guys. I've got food coming." And then the tiffin arrived, which is this big. And then I was still hoping for more. So when the top two dabbas opened, there was one pav in each. That's it. So we looked at each other, and she says, "No, I'll share with you."
My dad packed it. Like, do you blame me?
The point
I
is
just
that
thought of a very-
we invited ourselves to her house because she said, "Guys, I need to go. I'm having keema pav for dinner." So we said it would be nice if you invited us. She said, "Yeah, I mean, if you all want to come, come. But I don't think there's enough pav. There is keema, I know, but there's not enough pav."
But there wasn't enough.
That
pav,
then
right?
became she didn't want us to come over. So she said, "Guys, let's just hang here only. I'll call for my food here." So we said, "Okay, great."
What a
We won't
classy
order
girl. She sounds. Deepika, she sounds like a
so
South Bombay
elegant,
girl.
So elegant. And then the dabba comes, and like he said, at least she's had a side conversation with him saying, I'll
Ki matar
share
kha
with
le."
you.
I gave him 2-3
We didn't
muttons.
order
but she
food
checked
because
that
the
also.
keema pav was coming from the house, and then there was enough for like one person. And then we had to wait another 45 minutes because we then had to order our food, and then we ate. And she still didn't feed anyone. She just kept eating. She's like, "I'm sorry, guys,
And
I'm
she
not
ate
sharing with
our
anyone."
food also. So,
Correct.
but having said, the mutter was great. So
I gave him a mutter.
The
Okay.
mutter was phenomenal. Never had mutter like that
We
before.
never know.
You
Nah.
better say that.
Can't wait for Ananya. Can't wait for her to turn producer. That'll be great.
Signing all of you now.
Though it's very complimentary, Ananya, what they've said. I think
I know.
I'd
I
be
feel
very proud.
great. Yeah. Let's stay.
And why do you want people to come to your house? I mean, no disrespect, guys.
Because my
but,
dad
you
is
know,
always
why?
roaming around in a towel. I'm like, do you all want to come? Come.
You didn't say
Yeah.
that.
But now you know. You
You didn't
wanna
say, "Do you want to come? Come." You just said no.
come. I didn't say no.
But now that you said your dad is wandering around in a towel, they really want to come.
They
Come
really,
on.
Shakun saying, chalo, abhi chalo.
I can already imagine taking so many memes with that.
It'd be really funny if he does his narrations and all in the towel.
He does.
The guy
Yeah?
comes there with a big script and he's just
Does.
wearing the towel and just bolo. Yeah. All right. So that's who's left. We've got
We've talked
We've
about
The
Alpha.
Deepika.
Yeah.
Mm.
Deepika.
main show.
That's you.
You're saying-
Deepika, I'm just saying your name 10 times for no
Deepika.
reason. Deepika.
Deepika.
Captain of the ship,
She's
conductor of the
actually
bus.
the captain of the ship.
She's the conductor of the bus.
She's a ticket master.
No, she. Yeah.
सीटी का है मेरा भाई.
ठक ठक
She,
ठक
she
चलो
is the captain of the ship.
टाइम पे सब लोग बैठ जाओ अंदर आ जाओ
Yeah,
We-
yeah.
we
You
all
don't have
are-
a ticket, go.
We all are the crew, the staff on the ship.
Deepika,
No, because
who's the
we
better
asked-
player? Prakash
it's
Padukone
Spain.
or Martin Frost Hansen?
Who's the better player?
Yeah, in your mind.
Prakash
Martin Frost
Padukone.
or
Prakash
Prakash?
Padukone.
Okay.
Just based on technique, nothing else. No biases here.
अच्छा अभी तो सीरियस हो गया पंगा लिया मैंने यार दीपिका सडनली yeah okay Han Jian versus Prakash
Wow.
come on
I'd still say Prakash maybe because he beat him.
fair enough okay let's go from
Also,
different eras
let's not forget, but like on a more fun note, let's not forget that the facilities that were available to players in Copenhagen or in Denmark or in China were very different from the facilities that were available in India. So to beat those odds and still win against these players, for me, that is truly an achievement.
okay by the way A, I'm a Prakash fan, so you don't have to say all that. And B, look around. They've all got quiet now. Suddenly
Yeah,
taken out of the
I'm like-
conversation.
That got
Like,
very
I'm like, does
Because
Cyrus
daddy
not
ki
know?
baat hai, nobody knows whether, how far can we take the situation and whether we can cross lines and all that. Yeah. No, but I think you're completely right. Facilities were different, science, nutrition, all that was not there.
yeah.
But you think, if he was born in this era, you think he would have handled Lin Dan and company and all the modern greats? What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that if he had, this has suddenly become like a sports star
Yeah,
interview.
He's trying to,
I just like the
he's
fact
trying to reach
now
out
all
to
the
his
bubbling has
audience.
stopped because they aren't saying anything. Otherwise, they're all talking at the same time. Now
I
they're
love it.
quiet. We
I
only
love
talk
it. I can
badminton.
talk about this for
Yes.
hours.
Yes.
But yes, 100%. Most certainly, I think that if he was born today, I don't think the social media bits, that's still not a part of his personality, but I think he would have truly made use of all the facilities. I mean, he trained in a like a marriage hall, like that was his badminton court, and
Wow.
he used things like, say, the beams that go across to make his shot more precise. Like, how many times can I make sure that the shuttle goes? So he actually used his disadvantages to his advantages.
Wow.
And I think that if he had the facilities that athletes in India have today, then he'd be far more superior.
It sounds like a Shaolin story now. You just imagine, way back in the
It's
day,
almost like
he's trying to
people are
find
going
angles
all
and
life
things just
rights,
using
life
the.
rights.
Shakun, I've got your
And,
next script. The
I'm
next
making
script
a
is
I
ready.
just said life rights. Let's do it.
Working on it.
Yeah, but it's amazing. How come nobody's made a picture of one of the greatest sportsmen of our country?
She's
I'm
making
working on it.
That's
I'm
the
producing
announcement.
it.
That's gonna make
1980,
your
All England,
podcast go
1980, world number
boom.
one. At that time, I think he was the only world number one Indian in anything in 1980. If you just discount cricket, which was against 4 other countries in 1980.
Actually, he's actually, even before 83 happened, he was one of the first Indian athletes to put India on the global map as far as Indian sport is concerned. Because he won the All England in 80 and he won the World Championship in 81. And 83 happened in 83. So, yeah.
And
So,
look at
what you're
we are
saying
just
is-
promoting a film.
I get what you're saying. So it's Ranveer in your face. 80 comes before 83. Never forget that. Superb delivery. I like it. Okay, are we done? Interview's over. Can we all get on with life? What should we
Yes, we
do?
must.
No, we want to talk about. No, the film. We have to talk about the movie for 5 minutes, guys. What about Nasir and Rajat? You haven't mentioned them. They're very much part of the star cast.
Incredible.
Say something nice or vaguely nice.
I
Shakun
mean,
bhai.
I love them.
What
So
is Nasir
there's
like?
nothing funny about it. That's why I'm trying to see how can I make it funny, but I can't because they're just.
No,
great
I want to know how do you approach? I know now you're an
Cyrus,
established director and all that. So
if you had to choose between
Rajat and Nasir.
who would you choose?
Nasir will go straight.
But
Safer.
Nasir, no doubt about that. How can you compare?
Name 5 films of Nasir from the 80s or before the 80s.
Jalwa. Give me some time.
Stop.
It'll come back to me. Hero Hiralal. Okay, how many minutes have we got left in this interview? I'll need about 15 to go
Google
through all.
said
Rajat,
You name 5.
Your
That's
screen
it. 5
froze.
films you have to give us. Jalwa, Hero Lal, and.
But okay, one sec, Shakun. I saw the Jalwa 3 times and Hero Hiralal twice, so that's 5.
Masoom.
That's it. Masoom. Yes, with
Gaane bhi
Jugal.
do,
How can I
yaar,
forget that?
Come on.
There.
You
It's
are
coming
not a
back.
Nasir
What about
fan.
that?
No, fake
What
fan.
about that Subhash guy film where it was ridiculous?
Yeah,
His-
but fake
what he had to
fan.
do.
But-
Tridev. What is it?
But tell
Yeah.
us,
Ijazat,
you
Ijazat.
quickly Googled it, na? When the
No.
screen froze.
Oh, wait. That Sean Connery film. Can't remember the names, yaar. What is that foreign film he did?
Yeah, I don't know
Sean
the name, but
Connery.
you're right.
I think he also doesn't remember.
But
Okay.
Nasir, if you ever met him and you were drinking with him, he'd tell you the one time he was asked to audition for Lord of the Rings and he refused. It's a true story.
There's an Anil Kapoor story also, no, like this. He didn't want to do Slumdog, and then his son told him.
That you should.
you know
Yeah,
who
it's
Danny Boyle
Yeah,
is?
I get it.
Yeah, because he also spelt it Boil at that time, so it was a little confusing for most people. But tell us about Nasir. Telling us about him. Can you tell him off? Can you talk to him?
I
Like
mean,
talk
he's
to
a
the other
legend.
actors?
I mean, I don't know. He's the only actor
Okay, can
I'm
I
so
tell you?
scared of asking for any. Yeah. Go.
I can
Can I
imagine.
So Shakun has this habit of doing like 45 takes.
Arre, yaar,
Then also
reduce
we
the
don't know
number.
about that
Even though,
anymore.
okay, 30,
20.
18 is fine.
okay, 18 takes. And we're all like
18 takes.
Yeah, we are all like 1, 2, 3 takes at least.
Does he want to do this whole interview again? What the hell is going on?
And if he had a choice, he'd want to reshoot this and do it better and everything. And then you have Nasir, who he just arrives and does his one shot and he's done. And then, so initially, Shakun was like, "Sir, can we just try just one like this and just in that line and if this word and all." So twice or thrice, Nasir was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure." By the fourth day, Nasir just did and left. He just did one shot and left. But
I should tell you, Nasir is a big fan of Sid, though. Which is so, I mean, the only person Nasir was interested in talking to on set, apart from Deepika, and they've already met before, was Sid. And he was the only person he was talking like craft with.
One second, the other two. Hang on, you know what you just said? Look at the other two's expressions.
I have a very bad.
One second, you have to hear Ananya's story. with-
Too late. Shakun, there's no coming back from that. Now you first
No,
apologize to
no,
these
they're not
actors.
coming back
What does that
from it.
mean?
It's not.
No.
It's
Yeah,
not
there's
a
no
redemption-
coming back.
it's not a
That's
redemption story. It's not a
that's
redemption
offensive,
story.
brother.
Ananya,
I'm
why?
walking out.
No, one
Except I
second.
live here, so I can't really
I
walk
was
out.
really
Huh.
excited to meet Nasir, sir, but there was only one, I think maybe one scene that I was not even with him in one frame, but he was there on set. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to meet him? Like, so was a really big deal for me. And then I went up to Shakun and I'm like, please introduce me to Nasir sir and all. He's like, okay, come. So I go up to him and he's like, oh, how's the great Pandey? So I was like, oh my God, like he thinks like he was what student of the year and he thinks like I'm good or something.
Or,
So I was about
or
to
he confused
answer.
you with.
No, I was about
Sorry,
to
did
answer
he-
and then Shakun was like, yeah, her dad's good. And I was like, oh, he's talking about my dad. But like for a moment, I almost was like, oh, he loves Pati Patni and Siddhant. I was really excited.
Can you imagine Nasir
I'm
sitting
just
at home
2
watching
films old,
Pati
like,
Patni?
he thinks I'm great.
Yeah, because he's done a film with my dad, of course. So, yeah.
So, yeah,
I went further. I thought he meant Mangal Pandey and was like, what's happened to him now?
Robert
He's
Lee
going back in
Burke,
time.
And he was talking to
So yeah, so then
Okay.
she thought she was the great Pandey, and she actually spoke to some journalists, and an article came about Nasir calling her the great
My
Pandey.
dad gave that interview.
And then I called Nasir, and Nasir was still like,
Who are you talking
Who?
about?
"What?"
I don't think he still knows like who I am. Fun time.
All right. Let's give Rajat some footage as well. So he's Zain's father, which means Siddhant's dad.
Sid,
My
why don't you
dad?
introduce? Why don't you
I don't
introduce
know.
your father in the
No,
film?
he's not my dad.
And that's
they're like,
it. We can't tell you more.
can I tell them what he is like?
Yeah, he's
he's
your
like a
business-
business partner. So yeah, we run this company together, and and then things happen and events unfold. I can't tell you more because that's kind of the.
You got to
essence.
watch it.
You got to watch it. So
Does
yeah.
he rap also?
Kind of.
Exactly the reason you should watch it. That's where the movie gets really intense when he starts like
rapping. Oh, you
and
don't know.
Especially when there's a stressful situation in the business, he just starts rapping.
Starts rapping. Yeah.
Don't blame him.
Okay, so now let's give marks out of 10 to Shakun as the director of the film. He seems to have had a really good time. So how do you rank him, guys?
But
One
in
by
what
one. Come
terms?
on,
You have
Sid.
to, I mean,
As
you
a
have to
human?
give.
As a person or as a director?
As a director,
No, person.
As a
This is
captain.
not Miss India contest, bro. I don't want any person, love and humanity, and I hate all that.
Yeah,
I mean, we live in India, for God's sake. There's no love and humanity. What's wrong with you? Sid,
yeah.
let's start with you. Shakun, 10 में कितना?
4.5.
नहीं हाइट नहीं पूछ रहे. I think 10 में से 9.5 क्योंकि 0.5
वाह वाह.
अगले फिल्म में हम
Oh.
पूरा कर देंगे.
बचा के रखा.
Hmm. Male erotica is what I feel
Yeah.
here. Deepika, out of 10?
बोल दे सच.
Take
बोल
your
दे.
time.
बाहर निकल जाएगा आज.
He was laughing when you were telling the Prakash story. He's the only guy who cackled when you were telling the Prakash story about in the wedding hall and it being, all difficult to work and train and all that. He was laughing. That's a lack of respect for one of the greats,
No,
the
that's-
real legend.
You
No,
tried to start this
That's
war
a-
where you tried to show Prakash Padukone not in the glory that we see him in. So I was laughing at you.
Baba, I followed his career all my life. You
Also-
you may know more
also,
about Nasir, but I
Cyrus,
know more
don't
about
think-
Prakash.
I
That
don't
I'll tell
think
you.
the team briefed you that Shakun has a problem.
Which
He can't reach the net, so he doesn't like badminton. Is that so?
He has a problem of laughing. It's a problem.
No.
So we'll address that separately.
So I'm on the wrong show, obviously, today.
Hey, no. Hey, Shakun, but even I have that problem. Do you laugh at the wrong place, like funerals and stuff?
Yeah.
For
yes,
no
very
reason?
much.
Yeah, exactly.
horrible.
Very much.
Exactly. You and I should go to a
I
funeral
know.
together.
All right.
He
Listen, we have to take a
says.
break and then we have to come back and do some AMAs with Mr. Silvery, my producer, who's a huge fan of all of you. But I've just one last thing I want to ask. Shouldn't you be calling Deepika G if she's like the senior out of the actors here?
You want us to call
I mean,
you G?
isn't that?
Not a bad idea.
I think so.
I don't
Yeah.
mind.
But it'll have to still be a cooler name, so it can't be Deepika Ji. It'll be like Dipji or like
Dipesh.
You know what I
call
mean?
her
Whatever, we
Dipesh.
can make the
Yeah.
Dipesh sounds like my Gujarati neighbor.
I
What
call
do you-
her
I can't do
Dipesh.
Dipesh.
What? She looks like a Dipesh.
What?
Di-
This is
Dip-
the
Dipesh
daughter
on the Vogue
of an
cover.
All England champion, a world number one. We cannot call her Dipesh. I can't do Dipesh.
Dipesh
We'll
Padukone.
come back with a better. We'll come back with a better name. But as Shakun is shaking his legs in a very wanton and vulgar style, aka young Mithun of the 80s, I will quickly take a break with a silly message and we'll come back with Silvery, our producer, who's a wannabe actor. He's a Punjabi rapper and he's going to learn from Siddhant. I think he'll be the guiding force. So here's our break. the
What
best
will
part
you
of the
do in
show,
the meanwhile?
always. I scratch.
I
but
was
can't tell you.
just.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Advertising is Dead, Varun is in conversation with Vedant Lamba, sneakerhead and founder of the Main Street Marketplace. Vedant shares how his vlogging routine led to the creation of his sneaker company. On Shunya One, Sheila Datya and I are joined by Taran Chabra, founder of Neiman's. We talked to him about how he started the shoe company and built a value-driven brand. On Big Talk about Tiny Humans, Devi Shobha and Meghna share a 4-step guideline for talking to children about death. On Say No to Drama, Chetna drops some truth bombs about the happily ever after of life post the wedding. And on Hanswani, hear the story of Us Bheed Mein Wo Kaun Tha. It details the tragic story of the laborers who had to migrate their villages on foot during the pandemic in 2020. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our others for that matter, please do tell a friend. Don't forget to rate us on any other platforms that you're listening to us, whether it's a rating, whether it's a review, it all helps. And do remember to check us out on YouTube. We have a number of channels. They're available on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube. And finally, I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Bank of Baroda, CoinSwitch, Kuber, and HDFC Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
So our break is over
Okay,
and now we're
break
joined
is
by...
over. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Hello,
it.
hello. Hi guys, hi everyone. My name is
Hi,
Ananya.
hello.
Nice to meet you
Hi.
all.
Who's
Hello.
your...
You've
Silvery,
got better
who's your
lighting
favorite out of
than
all?
Cyrus.
Huh?
Your producer
Sorry?
has better
Good.
lighting than you.
Yeah, it is weird. So it's very weird, guys, because two of our teammates have gone to Cyrus
Come
to
here.
make
Come,
his lighting
show your
better,
face. So they
and they
know.
have not succeeded. How
This
is
They,
is
they
the
don't
best
believe that you're
Cyrus
here
is.
doing work.
It's
Come
just
on,
amazing
Cyrus.
how a his
Yeah, yeah,
red
yeah.
t-shirt is
Yeah.
glowing on the back, the wall at the back.
That's the DOP.
Cyrus,
When
the
you're very
effort you
sasta
made,
production,
the effort you
you
made
know
to
where to
look
come.
cool
This
with the
red
red
light,
t-shirt
yeah.
and the red light. I
Looks
have
like
to say,
he's
the
sitting in-
MTV Batra aesthetics are over in 2010.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of critical appreciation here, Silvery.
Listen,
I
I
think
have
we
to
should
tell
let
you,
it go
I
on.
love that show. I have my favorite episodes. Sachin Tendulkar episode where you called as Sachin Tendulkar. I don't know if you remember that. Is
Yeah,
my
of
favorite.
course.
And then you walk up to a guy who's talking to you from behind and he said, hello, hello. I watched that episode a few times just for laughs on YouTube. So just so you know, I'm a big fan.
But you laughed when
Yeah.
you were supposed to laugh.
Oh, you
Yeah,
cried.
yeah, no.
He cried when the jokes are there. Shakun's like weeping.
It's a very complicated gag, Deepika, for us to explain. So I'll leave it for now. It'll
Right.
take 5 to 7 minutes. But in the meantime, I think we've got some quick AMAs which will squeeze in. We have only 5 minutes left
Yeah.
on the program. So
Yeah, absolutely. Before that, if I can ask one question.
No, you can't. We have only 5 minutes.
Sorry,
And your lighting is
got
better than
it.
mine.
Want
You're
us
giving
to
me a
speak
complex.
louder?
Speak louder. And stand
Okay.
up. They're seniors.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay. So basically, like I know all of you have given auditions before this. Are there any weird audition stories? Because I have been to some fake auditions also in my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been for fake auditions? Siddhant?
Yes, I have auditioned for Josh 2 for Eagle Gang.
What?
Yeah, I was standing in
Josh too.
Josh 2.
Funnily, you're dressed also. You could go for an audition
Yeah,
today
I know,
with
right?
Josh.
I love
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
Hum bhi hai Josh.
Oh, like
Josh, yeah.
Josh ka
Josh
too?
part
Yeah,
2.
Bichu Gang, Eagle
When?
Gang. I think 4 years back, there were like, so many guys standing in a queue and I was like, hey, bhai, kya chal raha hai? Bola, Josh 2 का audition चल रहा है. मतलब I think बिच्छू गैंग का नया leader ढूंढ रहे हैं लोग. And then I stood in that line for like the whole day. And I mean, obviously my turn didn't come. So I had to they shut the audition. The next day I was the first one to, go there and there was nobody and it was shut. And I asked कि क्या हो रहा था यार ये क्या कब खुलेगा ये Like नहीं sir, ये तो fake audition हो रहा है, जोश 2 बन ही नहीं रही है.
Oh God.
What
So,
is-
yeah, it was
What
quite
is a fake
heartbreaking.
audition?
Fake auditions, they have
But do they
fake
take
auditions.
money?
Yeah.
I was just
I'll explain.
They after you
Shakun,
get
basically,
selected,
if you're a
No, why
political
would they
party and you want to get membership, increase the
Like
membership, you
giving
have fake
fees.
auditions.
after you
And then
get
they come in thinking they're going to be in Josh too, but then he's now a card-carrying member of a fringe political party whose name we can't mention. So, yeah. But it's
so what
okay.
actually
It's
what
win-win.
happens kind of is they will get you to the audition and they'll be like, oh, we are only giving roles to people who will invest in the project.
Yeah,
or
exactly,
whatever
yeah.
that means.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Take
they,
money.
that's how they get you
Next
to
day you
invest
go
in the
and then
project and
there's
they take the money and
That's
they
how
run away.
Deepika got the film.
But it wasn't fake.
I'm an investor. Since
She
I
invested.
started
Okay.
investing, I've invested in this film.
Crypto market is opening up now,
And
huh,
NFTs.
mister? Be very careful.
But
Yeah. Anybody else with a story of being taken advantage of and make it as
not
bad as you
advantage
can?
of. I've had
Auditions,
some
several
memorable
non-fake.
Ananya?
the auditions that
How
I've
many
done
fake
have been
auditions?
memorable. But I know that now there's a lot of fake auditions that happen. In fact, recently there were two ladies in the building who messaged me saying that at Palladium, they were doing cosmopolitans, like someone put up this cosmopolitan magazine thing and that I'm going to be a judge or I'm going to host something or I'm going to host a show or a fashion show or something with full my face, name, creatives.
Oh.
And they were picking up young kids who were in the who were at the mall and like getting them to audition and like take part. And I don't know how these two women, completely unrelated, had the presence of mind to message me and ask me and just say, hey, we just wanted to let you know that our daughters have auditioned for this thing.
Wow.
And I replied back
And
saying,
please select them.
I have
Yeah,
nothing,
that's disgusting.
I
You
have
expose
nothing to
them
do.
firstly.
I have nothing to do with this. So yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of those kind of experiences.
But
I've done a lot of
never
auditions.
speak to.
What's the
Please
weird?
never speak to those ladies again. That's very bad. They were trying to push their kids
Yeah.
by sending you a
But-
message.
I've always,
evil.
I've always found, you know, how outside like a salon, you'll have like Salman Khan's picture. Like, what's the
hair
weirdest
reference.
Yeah.
brand you
Yeah.
have your face with
Yeah,
that you have
yeah.
no, like, you know how you go to hill station, then all of a sudden your face is next to
On
like
a Maggie store.
on a makeup and beauty
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
More than
It'll
that,
be
I
like
think it's-
Deepika does a,
like a bhujia and-
comes here for her touch-ups.
I think it's far more hilarious when they draw.
Yeah. I like it.
Like when
On
they,
the bus, side
yeah,
of the bus.
they draw some earrings or they'll draw mustache or they'll draw fringe or something. I think those are far more
That
hilarious.
is quite funny.
Shakun, have you done this ever? Have you taken advantage
I've
of
drawn
people and had
mustache
fake
yes,
auditions?
when I was in school. I would go up on
Mustache.
Hum Aapke Hai on Madhuri Dixit things. I used to draw weird things. No, not
I
weird
can't
things.
believe
Just
you.
mustache.
Mustache.
Sylvie, please note this. Weird things
Yes,
to
yes.
Madhuri Dixit's picture. You can
How
have
come
people
that's
go to his
gross?
house. This is a country where hartals happen in 5 seconds, demonstrations in 10, protests can become violent. And thank God for that. Because it's a low news day. Anybody else? Or should we go to the AMS?
Cyrus, you called your
Let's go to
partner
the
to
AMS.
ask questions, but only you have.
Yeah. So
No.
we've been told that we have to wrap up in 2-3 minutes. So let's get to one.
Who?
AMA.
Who?
That's fine, Cyrus.
Shakun is here. He's the boss. They can't override him.
I guess.
But I'm happy to wrap up.
We've been told.
It's just
Okay,
going on and
anyway,
on. And people are all talking about
okay,
their family members and building partners and women. I mean, it's just pointless. Go on. Yeah.
All right.
Next one.
So this question comes in from Rohini Kamath. She says, "Hey Cyrus and the cast of Gehraiyaan. My question is, who are the actors that made you want to become actors? Do you have any such actors who inspired you and made you feel like you could do this?
Or even the reverse. If they were really bad actors, you said, okay, what the hell? I should go and help
Yeah,
this
sure.
industry.
What the heck? I can do a
See?
better job.
Yeah.
Why does it have to start with me? I need some time to think.
Because
I have
then you have to
an
make up. You're
answer. I
making
have
up
a
an
good
actor.
answer. I don't have the bad
Yeah.
answer.
Ask Dhairya.
I've never been inspired or something. I mean, of course, there are people
अभी तक
I
ऐसी
respect
पिक्चर बनी
and
नहीं है जो मुझे इंस्पायर कर सके.
No, not like that. But like, I didn't aspire to be an actor growing up. You fantasize about it because that's the conditioning in our society that you watch films and then you dream about it, all of that. But I mean, all the legends that they are right now, Shah Rukh sir or be it Salman sir, all of them. So I mean, you've
They
grown
aren't,
up
you could have to say
watching-
sir now. They aren't here.
Okay.
You can
But
just say
yeah.
Shah Rukh. He's fine.
They
Don't
don't
worry.
watch
But
it.
somebody, no, but again.
Except Chunky sir. Chunky sir बोलना
Yeah,
पड़ेगा.
you better
Chunky
say
sir.
so.
That you be careful.
Chunky,
Yeah.
Uncle, he's Uncle
Great
Pandey.
Pandey. The great Pandey.
All
Yeah.
these people.
The great Pandey.
Mine's Karina.
Ooh.
Karina, you idolized Karina growing up?
Yeah, I still do.
Oh, wow.
I love
Okay.
her.
Okay. What about our director? Director Saab, sorry, captain of the ship.
Um,
I mean, you're the cinema guy. You must have had a lot of inspiration from different sources.
No, actually, I was just trying to run away from my dad's business, and I ended up here. So, I guess my inspiration was not to sit in an office in Delhi. That's it.
Wow. That's good enough. Yeah, that's great. What was the business, by the way?
He made mosquito repellent, so now you can know. I mean, I know
How
that
will you let that
precise
go?
moment when I
That's-
decided it. He's sitting with his friend called Quatra uncle, who was just trying to clear his
Clean his teeth.
teeth, and I was like, "This is not gonna be me. I'll clean my teeth in Bombay." Yes.
Mosquito repellent. It's got a certain glamour. I'm okay with
Still,
that.
no.
Deepika?
I was fascinated by movies, but not by specific actors. I've been inspired by specific performances, but not necessarily like one actor and their journey. But I take my inspiration from athletes actually now.
So, who are your favorite athletes? I also like athletes more. Between you and me. We'll do another interview.
Well,
Come on.
at the moment, it has to be Roger Federer.
You think he still has one slam left in him, or it's gone now? Surgery and all that.
I believe. I think, yeah.
Again, it's silence. The moment we start talking sport, these guys just go dead. I love
Yeah,
it.
Because I think
Silence.
he's way more knowledgeable than
Yeah, we
all
know
of us
that.
put together.
I was gonna say Govinda.
Mosquito
but-
repellent का क्या हो गया? Mosquito repellent बंद हो गया
Because
अभी.
she
This-
is
shut-
way
thank
more
you.
tuned into sports than any one of us. So she obviously has more, she's more clued in.
Federer. What an era, Deepika. The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they'll not come back now once these three go. Okay, Sid, youngster, you've got time to think now. To kuch
No,
banao
no,
yaar.
I was
Make up
gonna
a
say
story.
Govinda, but now it just suddenly got serious, right?
That's
So
why
I-
you should have answered first.
yeah, I think I
But
love him.
Govinda, the actor you think you could be better than? Or
No, not better than. I was really inspired by his comic timing.
your
and his-
top 3 Govinda films.
He was a real, I think.
Oh, Shakun, you bully.
I love Govinda films, but I want to
Just number the coolies.
My top. What are your top 3 Govinda films?
Top 3 would be Raja Babu.
I love it.
That was my first film.
Akhiyon se Goli Mare.
Uh,
And
Dulhe Raja?
No,
No,
that's-
I love Hero Number 1 also.
I
And,
love
no,
Hero
and-
number one.
I think Partner.
Akhi is also.
Partner.
Part-
Aakhe. Aakhe I love.
Akhi I love. Obviously you love Akhi.
But I actually love Aakhe. Not just with my dad.
And favorite Govinda outfit?
Oh.
Ooh.
Favorite
You know
Govinda
that?
outfit.
You know where he's wearing that aluminium foil on that magazine cover with Juhi Chawla?
I think
that one
the
was really
song, what he's wearing in Meri Marzi, that song, you know.
Oh,
Mercy.
I know.
Meow.
Yeah.
That outfit,
That
Okay,
song
clearly
was the
100%
yeah.
inspired and telling the truth. Okay, do we have time for one more? Or that's it.
I think that's it, Cyrus.
That's it. Your people are telling us to stop, so we have to stop. But guys, this has been
No,
really
your
great
people
fun.
are telling you to stop.
We are telling
I
our
wanna walk-
people to tell your
Deepika.
people to stop.
I have to walk the dogs. Are you going to walk the dogs? No, I have to walk the dogs. So
I'd be
that's what I do.
more than happy to walk the dogs. But if
You
you
don't
have
wanna walk the
children,
dogs.
I'd be more than happy to babysit them. If anyone wants
You
to
don't wanna
hire me as a part-time babysitter, I'm available.
Bye, partner.
Please don't come ever to my
That's
lane.
the
People have
time.
become over-friendly because of the pandemic. It's horrible. Everybody talks to you and all. There's no end to it. It was much better 2 years ago. Yeah. It's become just too much familiarity and friendliness and people calling you by name and all. Horrible. You don't want that. Guys, you got to go. Anyway, congratulations, guys. All the best. And yes, everybody's going to go and watch the film. We'll leave you with this
Thank
lovely
you.
picture
Bye.
of
Bye, bye, bye.
Thank you so
Shakun's
much.
pants.
Bye.
IVM